Hey guys, Bruce the Anime here to talk about Solo Leveling Chapter 136. If you're new to my channel, I know it's a new channel, but I'm trying this YouTube thing. I like manga, I like manhwa, and I'm just gonna do some reactions, reviews, discussions, and Solo Leveling is a manhwa I like a lot, and hope you check it out. Hope you're obviously here for it, but if you're new to this series, you just click on this video. I highly recommend you go stop here and go and read it because it's fantastic manhwa. Even though it looks webtoonish and I can turn people off, but it's a very, very good series. But those of you who are caught up, so in this chapter we're obviously seeing Jim Woo. You know, he's facing off against the one giant left in the city of I'm not sure what city he's in. He's in Japan, obviously. He's fighting the one giant left, and he has a charge, and he has Biru send all his ants, all the insects, shadow people, just up against this one giant. And you know he's unfazed at first. He's just watching, and then the giant just cleaves, right? He just and through the city, and he takes out. He said Jinwoo said 100 with one swipe, and you know we don't normally see Jinwoo kind of acknowledge power or anything. He's not really that type of character. He's just like, oh, okay, all right, you're doing stuff. And this is where the author almost puts a fast one on me, where he's like, he agitated me. What kind of being exists like that? He says that, and you almost think for a second, right? This is gonna be a different fight. This is new. Until Jinwoo is like sees the ants crawling. Obviously, you know he's still waiting, and I like that visual. I like all the little ants crawling up the giant. He's unfazed as well. It's a good metaphor for just how he just views his attack so far. All right, yeah, the little gnats flying around, whatever. I'm not worried about it. And I like that Jinwoo. It reminded me of the comic Spawn, where you see his mana just draining, and it's over 100k, and it's just draining, and you keep seeing it. And he's like, yeah, I I can let this mana run out. I just want to see a weakness. I have the time. And as he's waiting for the weakness, he already, again, we almost get a fastball pulled on us. He already is like, wait a minute, I saw something earlier. One tiny little detail. He moved his head slightly. So he sends his attacks. He sends Biru and his dragon at the giant, and you just see all these panels of the dragon, or I guess the giant rather, just doing that dodging. And he's like, oh right, the head, obviously, the eyes, thinking this is gonna be a different fight. He obviously picks out the weakness immediately, and this man just runs over, riding a dragon, chill as possible, not a care in the world. And he attacks the giant, and he obviously attacks the eyes. And I think what my favorite part of this chapter is just the visual of him standing with his two daggers, just standing there and mutilate, rule his authority, and I love that visual because this manhwa, this webtoon, whatever you want to refer to it as, manga. It's not a manga, but you know what I mean. It totes that line where Jinwoo's so overpowered, right? But the appeal of the manga is that we see him not only get overpowered, but just in what ways how an overpowered character can act when they want to. You think of One Punch Man, which is it's a gag manga. Actually, it's a good action manga, but it's a gag. So that's the appeal of it. When this, he is overpowered, he is fighting, he is facing threats seriously, he is doing a job. But you don't come to hate him yet. I don't know if that's where the author's going or where he wants to go, where they want to go. But I like that it toes that line. I think that's why it has such an appeal so far in its run. It's just overpowered characters tend not to do well, but this one is just right on the money. And I love the onlookers in this, right? His partner, co-owner of the guild, and his not protege, attachee from the association, right? They're looking on. He's like, this isn't a hunter and a monster. This is two monsters fighting. And she's concerned, right? And his associate, his co-owner of the guild, is just Young Nim. Wow. And just not phased at all. He's seen this day every day in the park. Another day in the park. That's just, I love the dichotomy there. But with this chapter, again, it's, we've seen this before. Jinwoo, he's fought like this. We've seen him overtake obstacles, not even phased by it. But it was interesting, I think, that the author maybe has laid the seeds of possible stronger enemies coming and that sounds like redundant. Like, yeah, he's gonna face stronger enemies, but we've seen strong enemies with like the ants, right? But he doesn't really acknowledge it. He doesn't. He's carefree when he's doing it. But this is the first time something in a long time has agitated him. So I'm wondering if we're going to see more of that instance where maybe the agitate works. I'm theorizing that a poison's going to come along that is too strong for his natural debuff of poisons. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a poison to just be too strong for his effect. I'm hoping that's going to happen. But overall, like, I hate to say it's a standard chapter. It's a good chapter, but I like that I think the author is laying the seeds. I think that's what this chapter is doing for me, is laying the seeds of stronger fights in the future. Because following an overpowered character is fun, but eventually I think we're going to get to the point where all this is a payoff for something. And obviously these chapters before this have been kind of building that too. This isn't the first seeds laying, but I like that just on a monster basis, we're seeing seeds laying, and I think that's a good step for the manhwa. Um, Other than that, yeah, that's it for my chapter review. It's a quick one, but I like solo leveling, and I appreciate you if you've stayed through the whole video. If you leave a like, maybe subscribe. I hope you get a better background. Sorry about the jankiness, but it's what I got with right now. And that's it. Hope you enjoy. Later.